Lesson 6.6, Inequalities in two triangles. Okay, we're going to talk first about the hinge theorem. And that says if you have two triangles with two congruent sides, if the included angle, so remember, to be included, it's between the two congruent sides, right? So if the included angle of one triangle is bigger than the included angle of the second triangle, then the side opposite is longer. All right, so let's look at it with actual triangles. We have V, W, X, and R, S, T. Okay, now here's what they tell us. Vx is congruent to RT, and VW is congruent to ST, and V is 88 degrees. Whoops, sorry, I did that wrong. Not ST, RS. Yeah, I know, I didn't draw it very well. And V is 88 degrees and R is 35 degrees. Okay, so first of all, you've got two congruent sides, so you look for your hashtags. The angle that they give must be included, so created by those two congruent sides, right? So the two included angles. So make sure that the angle is included with the two congruent sides. Okay, please. And since angle V is greater than angle R, then we can conclude that side XW, so across from that angle, has to be greater than ST, which is the side across from a 35 degree angle. Okay, so that's your hinge theorem. That's just saying if these, everything is, can't think of the word, but all those conditions are met, then you can conclude this. Now, what if we have the converse of that? Okay, that's gonna say if two sides, so again, we have two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of second triangle, okay, and the third side of one triangle is longer than the third side of the second triangle, then the included angle of the first triangle is bigger than the included angle of the second triangle. Okay, so honestly, common sense, right? So let's do this. I'll try to draw it a little better this time so it makes more sense. We have A, B, C, and then let's see what's going to be congruent, just so I can make sure I make them actually congruent. So AC and FD are going to be congruent, and then CB and FE are going to be congruent. Okay, so we know that we have two congruent sides. Okay, so if we're looking at the included angle, then we can say that the measure of angle C is greater than the measure of angle F, because you can totally see that AB is going to be longer than DE. Okay, so if AB is greater than DE, then we can conclude that measure of angle C is greater than the measure of angle F. Okay. All right. What types of questions will you see this with? Well, if you are given that ST is congruent to PR, and we have to compare how does angle PST compare to angle SPR. All right, so here's your picture. Okay, so parallelogram PRST, and we're gonna draw a line from P to S. Okay, this is 24 inches. This is 23 inches. And ST and PR, they told us that, right? Okay. So what else do we know? Well, we know that PS is congruent to PS, right? Because it's reflexive. Okay. So now we have two congruent sides for the two triangles, and we know the sides of the angles that are opposite those angles, right? That are the included angles. So we have two congruent sides with included angles, okay? And since we know that PT is greater than SR, we can then say the angle opposite PT, so angle PST, this angle right here, has to be bigger than angle SPR opposite the 23 side. So longer side is going to be opposite of the bigger angle. Shorter side is going to be opposite the shorter angle. Smaller angle. Okay, this is the converse hinge theorem. So in that case, you knew the sides, which could tell you something about the included angles. Okay, this time we're going to be given JK is congruent to LK, and we're going to compare JM to LM. All right, so we have J, K, L, M. We're going to connect KM. And they tell us that JK is congruent to LK, so I'm going to mark those. We know, well, actually they give us 64 and 61 in the picture. Okay, so we marked our given. What else do we know? We know that KM is congruent to KM, rather reflexive. We also know that angle JKM is greater than angle LKM. So therefore we can conclude that the side, so there's our two congruent sides, the side opposite them, the bigger angle, JM, has to be greater than the side opposite the smaller angle, LM. Okay, this is the hinge theorem. You are going to want to know that. They're definitely going to ask you a question or give you this scenario. Okay, I feel like it's pretty common sense, but on the other hand, I've seen people mess it up too. So, okay. All right. Just a real world problem in case you see something like this. We are having two bike groups leave camp going opposite directions. I'm going to try to just pull out the important info. Okay, both travel 2 miles. And then turn and go 1.2 miles. Okay, so they both travel 2 miles in opposite directions, and then they both turn a certain direction and go another 1.2 miles. All right, Group A starts due east, then turns 45 degrees to the north, and Group B starts due west, then turns 30 degrees to the south. Okay, so we want to know which group is further from camp. Okay, you need to draw this. So we have camp's going to be right here. So Group A went 2 miles east, right? Group B went 2 miles west. Okay. At that point, then they both turned. So Group A turned, instead of going straight, I'm just going to extend that. Instead of going straight, they turned 45 degrees towards the north. Okay. And this one, they went 2.2 miles. So this is where they are right now. So this is Group A. Okay. Group B went 2 miles west, and instead of continuing straight, they turned 30 degrees toward the south. So they're right here. Okay, so their distance from camp and the group A distance from camp. So this is group B. And we want to know something about those two lines. We want to know who's farther away. Okay? All right. So we have 2 miles and 2 miles. So we know that side's the same. We have 1.2 miles. So we have 2 congruent sides, right? So we have 2 congruent sides, but we need the included angle, okay? So just be careful. They tell us an angle measure, but is this angle right here the included angle? No. We need to know this angle right here, okay? So what can we do? So group A, the included angle is not 45 degrees, but it's this angle over here between those two sides. And so therefore we have to do 180 minus 45 degrees, so 135 degrees. Okay, so we know this one's 135 degrees, right? And the side opposite that angle, which is what we want, okay, because we need to know how far they are from camp. All right, group B, its included angle is going to be right here. So that's 180 minus 30, which is 150. So this angle right here is going to be 150 degrees. So it's included angle, and it's going to be across from that line, which we also want to know, right? All right, so since group B's included angle is 150, its side then across from it has to be bigger than group A's length because it's across from 135. So group B is further from camp because, oh, I named these, there's camp, group A, group B, because BC is greater than AC. Okay, all right, that's it.